help me. I tried to listen carefully to my colleagues, but I'm still a little bit confused. You've been IG since 2011, and you do a lot of internal investigations. In other words, did some particular employee at the Fed not do their job? Is that correct?
Yes.
About how many of those you think you've done?
Well, in terms of investigations of potential misconduct or wrongdoing, we have typically had a running average of about 60 or 70 of those. Obviously, the pandemic...
Is that total? 60 or 70 a year?
No, at any point in time.
Okay.
Many of them are closed. New ones come in through our hotline, which we open up, but that's typically a rough gauge for how many investigations we have pending.
Since you've been there in 2011, again, I'm talking internal investigations, would 500 sound right?
I'd have to look into it. I don't want to give you a number.
No, I'm not going to hold you to it. Wasn't many. Is it more? You think it's more than 500?
I would like to look into it and get you an exact number.
Okay. In what percentage of the cases, just ballpark, do you find wrongdoing?
Again, it would be a wild guess, and I'm not comfortable giving one to you, but we can certainly look into that and develop those numbers for you.
Frankly, I would have thought would have that before you came today. We think it's more than half?
No, I would not think so.
More than a quarter?
That's where I'm uncomfortable.
Well, is it happen frequently that you find wrongdoing, or infrequently?
It's not infrequent.
It's not infrequent? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And when you find wrongdoing, are the people who committed the wrongdoing, according to your report, fired?
Sometimes.
Okay. What percentage are fired?
Again, sir, I would like to get you a specific number if that's what you'd like.
Yeah, I think if you could get us that number, and perhaps we could do this again. Because I think people have the right to know that. I don't want to pick on the Federal Reserve. I just want to treat them like everybody else. And my sense is, and I think your numbers can prove or disprove this, but my sense is that it is easier to divorce your spouse than get fired.
Senator John Kennedy, never one to pull punches, just grilled the Federal Reserve's Inspector General in a way that only he can. From job security at the Fed, to questionable bonuses, and the fallout from recent bank failures, this hearing was full of eyebrow-raising moments. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into a conversation that exposes just how hard it is to get fired from the Fed, and what happens when the regulators get things wrong. Kennedy opens up with a pointed question. How many investigations has the IG conducted since 2011? The answer? A vague estimate. But when Kennedy presses on how often wrongdoing is actually found, things get murky. Even murkier? What actually happens when wrongdoing is found? Kennedy, it's easier to divorce your spouse than get fired at the Federal Reserve. That one-liner from Kennedy says it all. The big takeaway? Lack of real accountability. Kennedy's trying to get simple numbers, how many cases, how many firings, and all he gets is fog. Next up, Kennedy dives into pay, and let's just say it's complicated. The Inspector General's salary is based on an average of 12 other Fed officials, most of whom get bonuses. The IG doesn't. But who does? How much? For what performance? Do they get a bonus when they say inflation is transitory and it's not?
And I think your numbers can prove or disprove this. But my sense is that it is easier to divorce your spouse than get fired at the Federal Reserve. And if that's the case, we're entitled to know that. It's a lot of money over there. And that's not a criticism of anybody. And tell me again about your salary. It's the average of what?
It's the average of both the salary and the bonus that is attributed to the other individuals who are similarly situated in terms of the organizational structure, which for me is the division director level. So there are 12 other individuals, and it's the average of their salary plus bonus.
Okay. So there are about 13 of you, and your salary is set on the average of the 13.
That is the case for all DFEIGs. That's in the IG Act as the formula to be
I'm
used.
just asking, are the others set that way too?
The other
The 12 other ones whose salaries are used to get your salary?
I'm not aware of how those are set,
Okay.
are established.
Okay. And do you get a bonus?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do the others get a bonus?
Yes, that's part of that average that I mentioned.
Okay. Do all 12 of the others get a bonus?
I don't know the answer.
It's clear Kennedy wants more than private conversations. He wants public accountability. He wants answers that aren't buried in bureaucratic jargon. So, what do you think? Is Senator Kennedy right? Is there a serious accountability problem at the Federal Reserve? Or are we just scratching the surface here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read everyone. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next deep dive into Washington's power plays. Until next time, stay informed and stay skeptical.